Since it seems like the world is only getting hotter and hotter, perhaps I'm not the only one giving more thought to finally buying an air conditioner. I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets Canada and TechGadgetsInternational.com, and well, historically it's been a very unnecessary appliance where I live in Calgary, Canada. Hotter and hotter summers now seem like it's a necessity. My first choice was to add whole home air conditioning, but when I found out that would cost many thousands of dollars, plus several more thousand to upgrade our aging electrical panel, doing so just wasn't feasible or affordable.
That's when I started looking into smaller room or portable air conditioners like the higher small room air conditioner.
Buying an air conditioner is apparently not a fun thing to do because getting the air conditioner all set up and securely mounted or placed can be quite the chore, particularly if you're choosing a window-mounted option. For that reason, I limited my search to a freestanding unit that would be mobile around my home. In this review, I'll talk about what this unit here can do, what it works well for and what it doesn't, how I installed mine, how loud it is, and if overall I can recommend it for you. An early heads up, if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and consider becoming a subscriber. And if you want to read, reference, or share this topic, head over to techgadgetscanada.com and look it up.
Let's take a look at what you get. The higher small room air conditioner is about 3 feet tall and arrives fully assembled and sitting on caster wheels, meaning it's easy to roll around. This unit is sized at about 26 by 12 by 11 inches and made to cool only up to about 150 square feet, so it's really only meant for a single small room like a bedroom or a home office. In the front of the unit is a small louvered air output, and in the back is where you'll connect to the included ventilation and exhaust hose. This air conditioner is not smart in any way in that it doesn't have any type of app or Wi-Fi connectivity to give you remote or voice control. That's okay though, because it also comes with a simplified physical remote control and there's buttons along the top of the unit.
Moving on to the setup, there's not really much in the way of setup here to speak of, and what you do need to do is fairly straightforward.
After unpacking the unit, you'll attach the exhaust hose to the back of the air conditioner by sliding it into a plastic bracket. Next, you'll need to click the other end of the hose into the adjustable window mount. The window mount is designed to fit a variety of sizes of window. Even so, it was not quite appropriately sized for my window. It didn't quite fit exactly, but I was able to make it work. The air conditioning unit will take in air from your room and then vent the hot air out through the window using that exhaust hose. At the same time, it will pump cooled air into your room out of that top louvered vent.
I'll spend a minute here on the placement of this unit. It needs to be close enough to a window so the ventilation hose can reach it. And from what I read about portable air conditioners, it's also best to avoid too many bends in that hose.
In the case of my specific placement, I was not able to put it on the floor and still have it reach the window adequately. The window in our bedroom is high up on the wall and it's kind of narrow. I ended up having to place the air conditioning unit on a small table and then running the hose out the window above our bed. Definitely not ideal, and it looks a pretty hot mess, but it does get the job done, and to be honest, that's all I care about right now. You'll want to ensure the length of hose and the distance to your window will work in your space though.
The higher small room air conditioner has a few settings and options. It's able to cool down to as low as 64 Fahrenheit, which is 17 degrees Celsius. There are 3 different cooling modes, which you can achieve by combining a certain fan speed with a certain temperature setting.
For instance, blasting the fan to high setting and lowering the temperature counts as the maximum cooling mode. Applying the low fan speed and setting a medium temperature value activates quiet or nighttime cooling mode. Leave the temperature at a medium level and set the fan speed to medium or high to fall back to normal cooling mode.
There's also what's called a dry mode, which locks the fan setting and lets the air conditioner dehumidify your room. If you want to maximize your energy savings without switching off the air conditioner, you can try using the fan mode. When you activate this mode, you won't see the temperature option on the unit, but the higher air conditioner can still circulate and filter the air.
Using the air conditioner is pretty easy. Turn it on and set your preferred temperature, then just let it do its thing. It definitely helps if you close any doors to the room, including to places like closets or bathrooms.
So how well does this cool? I give this air conditioner pretty good marks for cooling. It is certainly not dropping my bedroom into a deep freeze, but it does go a long way towards taking the edge off extreme heat. I started using it at a mid-level temperature of about 18 degrees, and then after a couple nights decided to lower it to 17. Since that is the maximum cooling, that was about as good as it's going to get. The unit honestly sounded like it was struggling to maintain that low temperature, and it did need to run constantly all night long, but I suppose that may be part of the deal with a small portable air conditioner like this. In short, it didn't create an icebox out of my bedroom, but it did make it bearable to sleep during some particularly hot and muggy nights.
It's here where I will mention that this device is indeed very loud. Since this is my first portable air conditioner, I can't make any claims about whether this is an average level of noise, but it is substantial. Now, I was able to sleep with the air conditioner on for the most part, but my husband struggled with the noise and frequently woke up to turn it off.
You can adjust the noise level a little bit by lowering the temperature or the fan settings, but the difference is really just kind of nominal. You either need to make peace with a roaring air-powered device in the room with you, or you'll have to turn it off when you're ready for actual sleep.
Controlling the higher small room air conditioner is really simple, and especially from the unit itself, since the top panel has all the most important functions. The plus and minus buttons directly below the screen adjust the temperature in 1-degree increments. Pressing both buttons together will change the temperature unit if you want to swap Celsius to Fahrenheit. The mode and fan buttons let you fine-tune the cooling methods I mentioned earlier. The portable air conditioner also has a timer function, allowing you to set a schedule for the unit to switch either on or off. And I also really like the wheels mounted underneath, which made it easy to reposition the unit to my home office when I wanted to.
Let's talk a bit here about how to choose a portable air conditioner. You need to make your decision about an air conditioner unit based mainly on the size of the space that you're trying to cool. Air conditioners can be quite ineffective in spaces larger than they're designed for, and there is zero point in cheaping out and buying a tiny unit than expecting it to cool a space twice as big as it can handle. Measure your space and shop for devices made for that space. In my case, I was only hoping to cool our principal bedroom, so I was able to get a smaller unit, the 8,000 BTU higher small room option here. Keep in mind there's other factors that may affect how well your air conditioner works. Things like the insulation in your home, the height of your ceilings, and the number of connected appliances you have in your room. These could all be differentiating factors that might see it perform less effectively. So this leads to another point. Don't be afraid to explore a model a step up from what you actually need. Having a slightly overpowered air conditioner is always better than having an underpowered one. Compare the price differences and see if that extra premium is worth the added horsepower and any additional features. Plus, you don't necessarily need to buy a new unit if you suddenly end up in a bigger space down the road. One downside to owning a portable air conditioner is that some need an extra maintenance step, which is to drain the water the reservoir collects from your air. How frequently you should perform this maintenance task depends a bit on the amount of heat and humidity in your area and how the air conditioning unit you bought is designed to deal with that water. With some units, you need to empty it regularly, and if you don't, it's going to leak. With others, they can handle it in another way.
The higher small room air conditioner takes care of this concern on its own thanks to what's called auto evaporation technology. The air conditioner achieves this seemingly by utilizing both the condenser and the compressor to generate heat and thus accelerating the evaporation rate. I think.
This should mean you don't need to worry about emptying a water collection reservoir. Now, depending if your climate is very humid, this might eventually come up. If the air conditioner does collect too much water, it's going to display the words, or I guess the letters FUL on the small LED screen on the top of the unit. Now, after running it each night for about 3 weeks, I have not yet seen this warning light.
If that light does come on, there's a small outlet in the bottom rear of the unit for it to be drained.
This setup is a bit awkward, if I'm being honest, in that you will either need to connect some type of hose, which doesn't come with it, or hoist it up onto a counter over a sink to drain it. A bucket could come in handy too, I guess, or you could probably always lift it into a bathtub. Again, since I haven't had to do this yet, I can't speak to the process, but I will update this review when and if that happens. Calgary is a pretty dry city, so that may be a little while yet. Overall, I consider this a pretty good device for my first small room air conditioner. I like the upright design, and the fact that it's on wheels is super helpful. The plain white covering isn't super distracting, and it doesn't stick out too badly in my space. I'd say the cooling is decently effective, and although I had to hack my placement a bit, having the window installation kit and a decent length of exhaust hose did make that a bit easier. Downsides. Well, it is extremely loud, and light sleepers might find it pretty challenging to sleep near. This particular unit is also only made to cool spaces of up to 150 square feet, though you can obviously size up to a different model if you need to. The $330 Canadian asking price seems like a good deal to me, considering the portability benefits and the included mounting kit. If an air conditioner isn't in the cards for you, could shelling out for a pricey fan be another option to cool you? Dyson makes some pretty expensive fans, but can they compare to a true air conditioner? Check out my reviews of some of Dyson's newest cooling technology now.